Come on, let's read very quickly. If you find the answer, tell me.
Okay, the answer is B.
You think it's letter B, but it's not letter B. Why? It's a good follow rules. You said in B contradicts a description in the sentence that follows. So go to the following. What is the following sentence? This part. Is this one opposite to this one? No. Do you see any contradiction? Any contrast?
No.
That's a point. Let's see for letter C. It provides an answer to the question in the preface. In the preface, of course, we have a question. This, where penguins always flattest? A question. And then the writer is going to answer. So the writer asks an answer to help the reader to understand. He said here, yes, penguins could fly. Some point. But, so we explain the preface question. So it's letter C. We follow the question. Again, it notes that the question, the preface sentence, has not been researched. How? He said here they argue, you see, and that they lost that ability. And after examining various penguin fossils, that just means it's a research. No? Catch it? So the
Yes.
following and the preface and the context, it does not say not. So it's letter C. Come on, try again.
The answer is D.
Now your turn. And the
D.
letter, it's correct. But wait, I need evidence. Remember, we revise the techniques that we studied. Number one, we have contrast technique. So this part, opposite to this part, not closely related. What is the opposite? Related. And if two things are related, they have similarities between them. The similar concerns, of course, does not make sense. Examples he said here already. So wrong. Indications means evidence of existing. That is. Another point, he mentioned the similarities, that they share traits. The two groups developed independently. You see, everyone developed something same. Right? And he said equivalent roles, equivalent, equal. If we two things have equal roles, it means they share the same thing, the same role. That means similarity. I'm just revising the techniques. That's all. Right.
The answer is 8.
Letter A, it's correct, but I need to know why. Follow the rules. We need an adjective to the word this software. Let me remind you of something. Look, D, you know the prefix D, equals not, equals against, C equals remove. Yes, it's wrong. So this is, and the verb func, you see, it's from the word function. You know, function, just like working. It's a job of something. So defunct, it means it doesn't work. Yes. And we have the technique of cause and effect. You see, it became what? And remember something. What have become inaccessible? The subject. Many artworks which were produced, past participle, delete, preposition phrase, delete, preposition phrase, delete, preposition again, non-essential, delete, you will find subject and the verb. So your verb is linking verb, subject, linking verb complement, the complement refers to. So what is or are inaccessible? Many artworks. Because what? Because viewing them requires the use of software. Software doesn't work. That's why it's inaccessible. The word arcane means knowable, something you should know it. But I'm not talking about viewing requires the knowable software. So does it work or not? To feel it, as he mentioned here, between two princes to explain. Most notably, Adobe Flash discontinued, and discontinued means stop working, like dysfunction. So we have we have additional information to tell you more. So we're not talking about to know it or not. So arcane means knowable, to know it. Ubiquitous, obviously, because it means everywhere. If it is everywhere, why it's inaccessible? What is it? You imagine? And
Yeah.
extraneous. Extraneous means not relevant, not related. We're not talking about it's related or not. It's about accessible or not, workable or not. That just means here does not make sense or no evidence. So only aim. So I'm just remind you for D. Anything else?
No.
Good.
The answer is D.
You think it's D, but no, my friend. It's
Why?
letter A. Let's know why. He said to characterize and underline the claim. What is the claim? He said these scenes suggest Allison's direct influence on Morrison. Text number 2, he tries to mention that in their destabilizing effect on literary form, sermons in Morrison's works recall those in Allison's. Recall just like to repeat something, to remember, to remind us. All right. Yet, however, literature by Black Americans abounds in moments where what? Interpolated speech erodes the division between oral and written forms that literature in English as traditionally observed. Up to now, I don't find any information about the underline. I am looking for the response of to the underlined only. Now your answer is not here. Morrison's use of the sermon is attributable. It means influence. Attributable not only to the influence of Allison, but also to the community-wide strategy of resistance to externally imposed literary conventions. So is it only to direct influence of Morrison's? Wrong. So that means as failing to consider Allison's equivalent uses within wider cultural context. Wider cultural context means community-wide strategy of resistance, community culture, right? Letter B, wrong, of course, because second one does not talk about misunderstanding the function of sermons. We're talking about how is it affected, what is affected by. So disregarding, of course, wrong. And text number 2 does not mention anything about structure and stylistic divergence. So we make B and C out of content of 2. Your answer is in 2. As being indebted to the tradition of resisting literary conventions that privilege written forms. See, privilege written forms such as over comparison, privilege to prefer something to something. But the second one does not mention that the tradition of the resisting prefer written forms, not sermons and other oral forms. There is no comparison about that. But we're talking about the influence. You feel it? So this means letter D is wrong. So, Engineer John, B, C, D out of focus and the content of number 2. So only letter A, right?
Right.
Sorry. Of course, here we have some vocab we can search for to know more. This word important. Here we have imposed, of course, code, enter, font. All of these most common words for the test maker to make a question on. Remember that some repetitive vocab test maker focus on because we test you for vocab in your grade 11 and 12. Now, let's go. Try again.
The answer is it's not D and C, so it's VB.
So what means the letter B?
Vigilance,
Hmm? Yeah, what means? Yeah, it's a common word. It means just like when you are very careful about something, when you are cautious about upcoming danger, for example, vigilance. But the problem here, what does the word describe? Let's revise it from the beginning and let's find a little bit of evidence. Percentage of US forest land that 2023 federal report identified as being either mature or old growth. The percentage exceeds subject verb, phrases, clauses. So exceeds what? Other recent estimates. Exceeds more than. Given how little, how little what? There is among scientists concerning regarding the scope of these categories. So the scientists show what? Show little what? Deliberation, vigilance, trust, consensus of these categories. This discrepancy shouldn't be surprising. So remember this. So you need forest researchers regularly dispute, see, in a disagreement, one another classifications. So everyone give classifications, so they dispute which one correct, which was wrong. Is it mature? Is it old grouse? So it's gonna. Now here scientists show what? Deliberation. It's from the word deliberate. Is to do something by intention. To do something by intention. Is this similar to vigilance? To be very careful. So the letter careful, yes. So it is science. Interest, they didn't show interest because they dispute about classification, so they worked on classification, but they are in a disagreement. Now again, consensus. Consensus is the best answer. Why? As I told you, something happened between two sets of two people. Sense, like that, see, means agreement. You know it? So consensus and the SUS it means a noun. So consensus means agreement between two people to sell to animal. And here he said here dispute. But that means there is little agreement. That's why they dispute. So letter D is the best answer. Imagine it. So it's letter D. It's the best one. And that's why. But remember, deliberation means strong intention to do something. Vigilance, to be very careful about upcoming dangers. Interest, care. Consensus, agreement. That's why. So your answer always in the text. You feel it? And this word can help you. So we have to. Discrepancy refers to, dispute refers to. That's why. Now, my friend, try again. Tell me, my friend.
The answer is B.
The letter B, correct. Let's find the evidence. To explain that, the newspapers thrived. What means thrived? Just like to continue to be alive. Look, thrive, live, similar sound to help you to remember. But did he mention that? Yes. Look, newspapers flourished, means thrive. Continue. And then produced 11 newspapers. And look, but El Paso surpassed all other cities. Yes, the city produced 20 newspapers in Spanish. So that means continue to be, strong. That's why. Good job.
This is another question.
That is a new question, miss. If you answered correct, you will go for fun. Let's answer it together to know more and revise some points. Researchers hypothesized. Hypothesized to hypo, to guess an idea. You guess an idea and you wanted to check it. Woolly mammoths were hunted to extinction. So people hunted more than they need, so leads to extinction. By humans using spears with grooved tips, known as Clovis points. Okay,
Can I answer it?
say.
The answer is D.
So the answer is literally, that is correct.
A? Oh, okay.
Literally correct. But I'm just like reading with you to know how to read, to connect and organize the ideas of the writing. To know it, known as to give you definition. Dash to give you more about that, what means mount. And this, what is this preface fact? And the lead, cause and effect conclusion. To conclude, focus on the conclusion. So I focus on the hypothesis and how did they do it? Like that, set to test. So what is the hypothesis? How did they collect information? How did they test it? And then the conclusion. Is the conclusion as they expected or it was surprised? It's very important. Catch it? So here, cast doubt on something to prove that something was wrong. They said here, using or not. Feel it? That principle.
Yes.
Later, dear my friend. Now we'll keep the rest for your homework. You have 25 questions. Remember, practice vocab, practice ideas. Do not skip any word you don't know. We'll find it again and again. Right? Yes.
Right.
Now, when you join